Hey guys, what's going on? It's ya boy Bowser Jr. Fan 13, and welcome back to another Top 10, ladies and gentlemen. So, for the past couple of, months and the years that's been passing on to this channel, you guys have been noticing that when I do my top 10s, I always do subjects like my top 10 favorite this, or favorite that, top 10 favorite this, or favorite characters, and all that stuff. Like, it's all well and good, but I decided I wanted to, get, just a little bit negative, on this top 10 list. Like, my point is that I'm always doing favorite, list, so I thought maybe this time I try to go and talk about my least favorite things, like least favorite characters, least favorite games, and stuff like that. So for the first least favorite list, I'm going to do, polar opposite of my list that I've already done, and the first one I'm going to do is my top 10 least favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. So I figured that since I've already done my favorite characters from this series, let's go ahead and talk about my least favorites, because even though I love Dragon Ball, there are some characters that just doesn't really stick out to me, or characters that I really despise. But you'll see what I'm talking about when we get into the list. And one more thing before we start the list. Remember, this list is like 100% opinion based, and I'm going to be saying this like every single video. Like, if you happen to have like a favorite character that just so happens to be on this list, don't take it personal. It's just my opinion. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this action, shall we? Number 10, Gohan. Now listen, I've got nothing against Gohan. Gohan is a character full of many ups and downs. Alright, so I love how his character arc first started, like when he was a kid and when he was a teen. Like, basically, he wasn't much of a fighter and he didn't like fighting, but over the course of the years he started to grow as a character. Like, when Piccolo adopted him and basically trained him for a year when Goku was dead, and to train for the Saiyans, like, Gohan was like doing his best. I mean, sure, he didn't do much in the Saiyans fight, but he started to evolve like throughout the years. Like, when they went to Namek, Gohan started to he started to go up against Frieza's men, including Frieza himself, which is something pretty ballsy for a kid. And then when he grew up into a teen, he finally was able to go Super Saiyan, and he was the first character in the series to go Super Saiyan 2. And not only that, he used this power to hands down defeat Cell and Bojack all by himself, and I loved it. But my love for Gohan immediately died when he became an adult. Like, I didn't hate Gohan when he became an adult, but man, were there so many downs to him when this happened. Like, ever since Gohan, like, stopped training and went to high school, he wasn't the same Gohan we knew, back then. Like, he's no longer as strong as we thought he was, and basically, he goes around dressing up as this dorky, stupid superhero called the Great Saiyan Man, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Are they turning Gohan into a complete joke now? And it doesn't get better for him in GT because he loses his muscles and he's just became a full-on family man, and it's just a mess. But there are some moments where adult Gohan does impress me, like when he was able to unlock this new form called Mystic Gohan or Ultimate Gohan. He went up and beat up Majin Buu, even though he didn't have the chance to go up against him, like, even though, like, you know, he doesn't have an advantage or stuff like that, but he still fought him regardless. And not only that, he also joined the Z Fighters into fighting Frieza's army, which is pretty cool. He even went back to fighting, as we see in Dragon Ball Super, and even joined the characters in the Tournament of Power, and it was awesome. So Gohan, you are a pretty good character, but I'm sorry you had to be put on the list. Like, I have nothing against you, it's just I wish that I wish you still kept that awesome energy you had when you were a kid. However, since the new movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero is coming out soon, there could be hope for this character. There could be. But until then, Gohan makes it at number 10 on this list. Number 9, Yamcha. Okay, I know many of you have been expecting me to put Yamcha higher on the list, but nah, I'm not gonna do Yamcha dirty because I won't lie, Yamcha is pretty much one of the worst characters in the game, in the series. Like, basically, here's what basically makes him the worst. Yamcha is extremely weak, and he's a complete joke too. Like, at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, he dies at the hands of a freaking Cyberman. A Cyberman! Like, man. And not only that, Bulma, his original, like, love interest and his girlfriend broke up with him and left him for Vegeta. Man, Yamcha just has the worst luck. And he tried going up against other characters, but he was, like, so weak, he can't even defeat them. And I think in Dragon Ball Super, he no longer fights at all. Like, he's now more focused on his baseball career, or he's just standing in the background being a comedy character like the other characters. Like, this is just sad, like, because, trust me, Yamcha used to be good back in the original Dragon Ball before, you know, before Goku went Super Saiyan and all that stuff. Like, back then, like, when Goku was a kid, Yamcha actually defeated Goku, because he was only a kid back then, but this was like the one and only fight that Yamcha actually won. And not only that, there are a few moments in the series where Yamcha actually had some great moments other than that. I couldn't remember much, but oh man, I just wish Yamcha went back to being as cool as he used to, or he, like, you know, stops getting picked on and being a joke character. Like, I just want him to be awesome and stop being a punching bag to everyone. So, enough said. Number 8, Chow Tsu. Okay, so what puts Chow Tsu over Yamcha? Oh, simple. We all know Chow Tsu as Yamcha's, no, not Yamcha, Tien's best friend and best buddy. So when Chow Tsu in Dragon Ball Z, like, he used to be one of the greatest fighters in the original Dragon Ball, but in Dragon Ball Z, he only had like one big moment where he blew himself up to try and defeat Nappa, even though it didn't work, so he basically committed suicide for no reason. Then once he was resurrected after the Frieza saga, he did nothing. Like, literally, he didn't do anything. Like, he didn't fight no more, he's too weak to fight the villains, like, he no longer joins Tien in any of the fights, and that's just sad. He, like Yamcha, he just stays in the background and be a comedy relief character, and, you know, Chow Tsu had so much, like, potential, but it was just wasted. I can't, nothing can save Chow Tsu at this point. And no, before you ask, I don't think he'll have, like, any redemption arcs where, like, you know, where he, like, steps up and fights alongside the characters. Like, I mean, for Yamcha, I could see some potential. Gohan, I see some potential, but Chow Tsu, no way. Number 7. Okay, this character is quite obvious. Listen, you all remember back in my top 10 favorite list where I said that Dragon Ball Super Broly is my favorite version of Broly, and I like this more than the DBZ Broly? Does that mean I hate DBZ Broly? No, of course not. I like the DBZ Broly. He's so tough and strong. I even love the voice actor too. But what happens if you take that character, the one that everyone loves oh so much, and basically make a complete joke out of it? You get the abomination that is known as Bio Broly. Like, seriously, do I even have to explain why Bio Broly is literally the worst idea that, you know, that Funimation and Toei Animation ever created? Like, listen, it's basically Broly covered up in dirt, sludge, and mud, and it's actually a clone or a failed experiment created from Broly's DNA. Didn't Broly die when he got blasted into the sun? How the hell did these people get the DNA for Broly? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And not to mention, this is like the weakest version of Broly of all time. Like, he gets his ass handed to him by Goten, Trunks, Krillin, and even Android 18. This is the same dude that beat up 4 Super Saiyans and a Namekian, like, with no problem whatsoever. So what happened? And also, just to wrap things up, I'm also gonna mention that his weakness is water. Yes, water, H2O, Mizui, Agua, whatever you want to call it. Listen, this dude is so weak he can't even take a bath or not even step foot in a pool. No wonder he's so dirty. Oh my god, like, I cannot wrap my head around this character at all. So, I think that's all I have to say about this one. Number 6, Garlic Jr. I mean, do I even need to explain why Garlic Jr. sucks? This is literally the most forgotten Dragon Ball character of all time. And trust me, like, how many of you watch Dragon Ball? Because if you do, I know for a damn fact that none of you remembers Garlic Jr. I mean, don't even lie that you know this character, because I know hardcore fans would know this character, but everyone else, like, half the time I know most of these people are gonna forget that Garlic Jr. was ever a character in this series. So, what is his deal? Well, simple. He's a villain from the first movie, and all he could do is send people to the dead zone. Whoop-de-doo, isn't that impressive? And, like, I don't even know what to say. This is like a wasted character. Like, basically, he gets his butt handed to him by Gohan when Gohan was like a little kid. And then when Gohan got a little older, he still loses to him. And I'm like, are you serious? And also, they gave him his own character arc in the anime. Well, that one was retcon, but even though the anime, like, when it had the Garlic Jr. saga, there was nothing impressive about it. Nothing memorable from it aside from, again, you know, Garlic Jr. being the worst villain of all time. All the characters being brainwashed, acting like they're zombies or something, and Krillin desperately trying to get laid with his ex, Marin. But look, I know that they had to come up with something because during those times, Goku was like still training on planet Yardak or trying to make his way back to Earth. But that's no excuse to just give an arc to a villain that nobody wants to see. Like, if you're gonna bring back a villain, if you're gonna bring back a villain for like a character arc, like to hold up like Goku coming back, or better yet, like, why not just skip to where Goku actually comes back to Earth, or better yet, like give a character arc to Cooler, or you know what? Nah, scratch that. I'll get to Cooler later on. Alright, but for now, let's just move on to this list. I can't talk about Garlic Jr. anymore. Enough said. Number 5. So now we come to the character that I know most people hate, and this character I want to love, but I can't because this character gets so much hate. Like, I can kind of agree with these people, but this is the character that neutered Gohan in the first place and messed up his character, which is his mother, and of course Goku's lovely wife, Chi-Chi. Listen, I want to love Chi-Chi, I really do, like, because, like, Chi-Chi is by far one of the most beautiful characters in Dragon Ball history, and, like, plus, what she used to be in the original Dragon Ball was, like, so amazing, and, like, she could hold up, for herself, and she's able to fight on her own. She fought with Goku in the World Martial Arts Tournament, and it was so cool. But when she became a housewife, and as soon as she married Goku, everything went downhill, because all she does is yell, nag, moan, complain, and nag about every little single thing in this world, and it's so annoying hearing her scream all the time, even for little things like when it comes to Goku training. Like, I cannot believe this. I mean, at least in the Buu saga, she wasn't as annoying as as she was, because during the Buu saga, she was pretty chill. She let Gohan and Goten train together. She was rooting for Goten and Goku in the tournament, and it was funny seeing her and Bulma argue between the families and stuff. It was pretty funny. And yes, you could say the fact that she slapped Majin Buu over Gohan's death was a stupid idea because she got herself killed in the process, but hey, I mean, she's his mother, and as a loving mother, I mean, she of course wants to, like, go up against the person that killed her. I mean, because listen, put yourself in Chi-Chi's shoes. Like, if you were the mother of your own son, and you see that a big bad villain just brutally murders him in the process, like, would you go ahead and beat his ass over that? Because I know I certainly would, but overall, like, listen, I just wish Chi-Chi became like much better like until then, but I just can't. Number 4, Goten and Trunks. Yes, I'm putting both of these two on the same tier on the list, because listen, both of them are equally terrible characters. I'm sorry, they may be the descendants of Goku and Vegeta, but I don't care. Like, they may be their children, but listen, I'll just start with Goten. First off, Goten is just straight up weak. Like, he doesn't fight. Like, he can't fight anyone. Like, he's not as strong as anyone else. Like, and like, Goten is also like a complete joke. Like, he can't even kill anything. And to make matters worse, like, he's also such a big crybaby. Like, when it comes to like food or candy, when it came to Videl slapping him in the Broly movie, it was annoying to hear him crying over that. Like, it was just so agitating just to hear that. And Kid Trunks is no better. Like, Kid Trunks is basically one of those kids that you see in the supermarket that just acts up and flicking people off, and you just wish that their parents would give them an ass beating of a lifetime. And that's what Vegeta needs to do every now and then, because Trunks is like so intolerable, always acting like, oh, I'm so cool, look at me, I'm so cool. Like, there's nothing cool about Kid Trunks. Future Trunks is much better than him. And to make these two even worse, even their fusion is terrible. Gotenks. Look, I don't care if these two were able to go Super Saiyan at a young age with no effort whatsoever, and I do not care if they could go Super Saiyan 3, but listen, I'm gonna tell you this. These two were trying to go up against Majin Buu, and they fail so easily. Like, they're not even able like to beat Majin Buu, and that's just sad. And in Dragon Ball Super, we see Gotenks try to go up against Lord Beerus, and he easily gets beaten down just from one spanking. Like, are you serious? Oh my god, like, I don't see anything good from Goten and Trunks, and not even in Dragon Ball GT. But I'll get to the GT characters when I get to that. Number 3, Emperor Pilaf. Alright, this is by far literally one of the most forgetful villains in Dragon Ball history. Like, you thought Garlic Jr. was forgetful? Emperor Pilaf, I bet most of you forgot that he was a villain in the original Dragon Ball. Because I remember he was like one of the first villains that Goku has fought, and like he teams up with some fox named Shu and Mai, which of course you guys remember her as Trunks' quote-unquote girlfriend. Even though, no, I won't get into that. This is about Emperor Pilaf. Listen, Emperor Pilaf is such a waste of a villain, and he's such a joke. He gathers up the Dragon Balls to try and make his wish for, like, what, immortality or being a powerful villain? But Oolong wasted his wish by wishing for a pair of underwear, and I'm glad he did that because, well, I mean, I don't even know what he was thinking. Like he should have hid the Dragon Balls like to a much better location to make his wish. And in GT, it's even worse because he finally collects the Dragon Balls, but as soon as Goku shows up, and I'm just gonna bring this up to the GT haters because, listen, I hate GT as much as you guys, and I'm just gonna bring this up for all of you who hates this. Listen, This dude is the reason why Goku was turned back into a little kid again. Yes, he made the wish that Goku should be turned back into a little kid, and oh my god, that was the most stupidest wish he has ever made. Like, by god, this villain is so horrible. In fact, I'm glad he's no longer a big threat in Dragon Ball Super. Like, he shouldn't even be a villain at all. Like, I'm glad he's just now a comic relief character, because there's nothing else good about this character. I'm sorry. Number 2, the entirety of Universe 2. No, I do not care if these fighters are strong. I don't care what you guys say about these Universe 2 fighters. I don't care if any of them are memorable to you. Look, I don't care anything about these fighters. Not even the Goddess of Destruction impresses me. Like, nothing in Universe 2 is good. Well, except for the one character voiced by Lorraine Landa, but no. Listen, alright. The reason why I don't like Universe 2, it's because Universe 2 is like such a complete joke. Like, not in terms of like power, but in terms of like overall everything, because it's mostly consists of anime-styled girls like doing some dances and songs and stuff, and basically like doing all these weird transformations and stuff. I'm like, am I watching Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball? Like, what is this? Like, I'd rather watch the actual Sailor Moon than watch these fighters try to be Sailor Moon knockoffs, because man, nothing is very impressive about any of them. Before I get to my number 1 pick of the list, as always and as usual, here are my Bowser Jr. Fan 13 honorable mentions. Android 19. I mean, isn't it obvious that Android 19 sucks? Like, he's like by far the most forgetful and most weakest android of all time. Like, his only power is basically stealing people's energy, and he easily wiped Goku, like, so easily only because Goku suffered from the heart virus, making his victory pointless, especially when Vegeta came in and killed him off. Like, even, like, the design is so weird, and the voice is so annoying. Like, are you, like, serious? Like, I understand why they killed him off and went with the other androids, because apparently in some type of review, Akira Toriyama was like not comfortable with this character, and I can understand why. The Para brothers. I mean, do I even need to explain why these guys suck? Pan. Listen, I'm not gonna rip on Pan that much because listen, Pan has so much potential coming for her in the future, especially with the upcoming movie, so I'm not going to be so harsh, but man, in GT, Pan is like so annoying and like such a weak character. Like, there's nothing impressive about her in GT. In Dragon Ball Super, I mean, she does have some of her best moments, but man, like, I hope that in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, yes. I hope in that movie, Pan is actually tolerable and actually fun to see on screen. That's what I'm praying, and hopefully she does not end up like her GT variation. Cooler. I mean, come on, this is Frieza's brother, and Cooler's also always like bragging about like, I'm not like my inferior brother, I'm better than Frieza. Oh yeah, if you're better than Frieza, then why do you copy him? Like, seriously, everything that Cooler tries to do, it's basically the same thing, as Frieza. He wants to blow up a planet, Frieza did that first. He wants to take over a planet, or take over Namek, Frieza did that first. He comes back to life as a robot, Frieza did that first. And the pose he makes, come on, are you telling me that you don't even know this pose? Like, this pose is literally a ripoff of Frieza. How are you gonna say you're better than your own brother if you copy everything that he does? Though I will give him some points because his final form actually looks cool, I won't lie. The Ginyu Force. They're basically Team Rocket, only uglier and more stupid and basically just a complete joke. Super 17. Listen, I don't care what people say to this character. I don't care how many fans there are about Super 17. I hate Super 17, especially because he came from GT. Listen, what they did to my boy Android 17 was a disgrace. They made my favorite character a villain once again in GT, and they basically made him into something so intolerable, so... oh my god, it's a complete mess. It's like his character arc that he was going through in the original DBZ was just pointless. I mean, to be fair, 17 didn't really have a character arc because, well, you know, he was mostly just in the background in the Buu Saga. Like, he does help out Goku, and in Dragon Ball Super, he becomes a much better character, but GT just screws up this character. I'm sorry. Number 1, Hercule Satan. I mean, do I even need to explain why Hercule Satan sucks? Like, this dude is a complete joke. He's the Dan Hibiki of this universe. Like, literally everything that this dude does is like a complete... he's always talking about, oh, I'm so strong. Don't mess with the champ. Oh yeah, I'm number 1. Like, shut up, dude. Nobody cares about your fame and fortune and what you basically accomplish. I mean, sure, you may be the strongest guy in the tournament, but you're not the strongest character on this earth, because there are humans stronger than you. Krillin's stronger than you. Yamcha's stronger than you. Even Tien is stronger than you. Like, seriously. He's always constantly bragging about how he's strong. He's making up these lies saying, oh, I defeated Cell and Majin Buu and Beerus. Like, no the hell you did not. You just want to take all those accomplishments and basically make you a much better person, even though you're just using it to, like, make you more famous. Like, you're already rich and popular for being the champion. Like, do you really need to make up all these stupid lies and stuff? I mean, it's no wonder why your daughter Videl is much better than you. And yes, to be fair, Videl doesn't fight no more, but at least Videl back then, she was much stronger and much tolerable than this joke of an idiot. But I think that's all I have to say about Hercule Satan. He's just the absolute worst and my least favorite Dragon Ball character of all time. And that is all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think of the list? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments down below who is your least favorite Dragon Ball character, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.